going on? Legion Nuda here playing more RuneScape Dragonwilds. Welcome to our Daily Gaming XP Grind, episode 135. So what I'd like to do right now is make a little bit of runes, and then I'm going to be actually putting a couple things away in my storage chests, which I've already got in my inventory, trying to do a little bit of cleaning up. So we've already got our wild pie activated and our rune crafting potion, and we obviously are not going to reach... I mean, we needed, I think it was 17,000 XP, right? 16,000. So this is going to put us really close to actually our goal. We don't want to hit the goal, so we're going to have to be a little bit careful right here for sure. It's not going to take much more. It looks like our inventory is actually full. So let's actually go put our stuff away so we have a little bit more, less in our inventory so we can actually move around a little more freely. So many resources. I think we'd have a lot more, but we actually used a lot to make gear. So if it doesn't look like a lot, just imagine. And if I hadn't actually made all those sets of armor. But it's interesting too. I'm going to have to start making more chests for different items that I've got. Some of them are definitely going to have to be upgraded to hold more because... But then again, Fellhallow is going to come to the game, and then it's going to basically, I believe, once New Wood Willow comes to the game, we're going to be able to increase the size of our chest anyway, so it's not really going to be that big of a deal. Let's go ahead and put our lore runes in here. Not all of them, just some of them, because obviously we need lore runes. It's the most important rune for us currently in the game. That's the rune that we use the most. So let's go ahead and get back to making these. And then once we're done with this, we're not going to look at our XP and rune crafting. But I'm going to tell you, it's going to be very close to 1,000,000 XP. Crazy. I just can't believe it. I remember when I first started working on rune crafting, and I knew that this skill was going to take a considerable amount of time and investment. So overall, I think we've done a great job with sticking to it and trying to obtain the... ultimately 500,000 XP came, and it was like, wow. And I'd say the fastest way to get your rune crafting up is definitely shooting them down and then going back later and just focusing on other things in the game. So we're going to go kill some sheep and ram, and that's what we're going to be working on in this episode. But I think we're going to use magic, even though I don't necessarily really like using magic to do this. But I'm also going to collect dwell berries, because this can also help us with our cooking and making the drinks that requires that. And those give quite a bit of XP. I wish I had saved more dwellberries over the course of time, but obviously I didn't know that they were going to be making an improvement where you could use them to basically make drinks that would be giving you such better XP. And I'm obviously XP orientated, and at the time it wasn't like, let's save all these resources. It was like, let's use them on the skills that I feel like really need to be worked on. So that's why I went about it that way. You see, this is why magic's a problem. It shouldn't be taking 2 spells to kill a sheep. It's really crazy. The crossbow, but I guess I'm not going to get into why I think that is. I mean, magic should be more powerful in my opinion, but you can see here these are all ready to sort of be picked up as well, these runes, but I'm not going to be focusing on that in this episode. But basically, yeah, the fact that magic's so weak makes it really hard for me to want to even participate in that skill right now. But I know that over the course of time, we're going to have more powerful spells. You've got to remember, we are in early access. This is still very early on, and we've got Fellhallow coming to the game, which is going to provide an opportunity to do more powerful spells. So, yes, right now it's incredibly weak, but then range is incredibly powerful. So it doesn't really make any sense to me. But it's fine. It's all part of it. But the reason we chose to work on magic is because ultimately XP, right? We don't have enough XP in magic. We've got a lot more of it than we do though in range. So maybe we should just keep focusing on range. I'm not quite sure the correct way to go about doing that and how we should be investing our time in it. I just thought we don't really use magic all that much, so it might be kind of nice to sort of go to that. But maybe we should jump back to range, because I know we've got a lot more XP in magic than we do range. And at least that way we had worked on magic a little bit. Not even a lot, right? That's such a small amount of XP. It's almost doesn't even matter. So let's go ahead and potentially put our shield on, just because even though I don't think we're going to run into trouble, I die a lot, and you all see it. So anything that can help us keep us alive a little bit, even though that's not even a big deal. Dying is so insignificant. But that's fine. I mean, I don't want to be punished when I die in a game that can be challenging at times, even with all the different things that I've got to sort of help me. I like how you can hold your shield up and still fight. I think that's really cool. Um, let's see. Tons of sheep and ram out here today, which is quite nice. I definitely think they improved the spawn of the sheep and ram because a day to day, it's been really good compared to how it was in the very beginning. But obviously, that's when the game first came out. They were probably trying to make it so potentially, if I'm in fact not wrong, that you could still get things done, but not just sort of have a million of them, because then you could sort of do everything really quickly and then you would be left with nothing. So interesting. I'm carrying too much weight. I guess I picked up too much fur and things like that. We've got this plant really close to us, which is not something I'm very used to. Um, we'll probably have to go back and kill that plant. But we are going to be doing an XP update at the end of the video, which is pretty normal. But let's go ahead, and we got lots of dwarberries, so that's really exciting. Plus, we already had a bunch in there. So I think when it comes time for us to actually work on that stuff again, we're going to have quite a bit to work with, which is ideally how we used to do things because we had so many resources sort of stocked, saved up. But that's changed over the course of time, obviously, because we started to use a lot of stuff. And that's what's crazy. You've got all these resources sort of hoarded, and over the course of time, you sort of start going through them, and then they all just disappear. And it just doesn't look the same in your inventory when you've used all the things that you spent such a long time collecting. But you can see here how much more desirable it is to be able to just kill something in one shot versus having to shoot a ridiculous amount of bullets. Missed 2 shots. Come on. You can get him. There we go. So, lots of animals to kill, lots of resources to get. I wish I could do something more with them all. I've got so many in my base, but as I stated before, it's actually pretty cool to be able to look at all that stuff when it's inside your chests, because once your chests are kind of empty, you sort of start to feel like you haven't really done a whole bunch, right? But and that's no fun. I like to be able to see all my hard work sort of pay off. That was a terrible shot. Terrible shot. He saw the arrow. He's ready. Let's go. We've got to watch out. We've got that warrior up on the hill. We don't really want to have to deal with him. Um, the only way we could get more berries faster is by going to the fractured plains, which we really don't want to do because obviously the fractured plains, we have a really hard time loading in. What's going on here? Interesting. We've got this lodestone here, and there's all these dwarberries. There's so many. But I think we're too close to all the stuff we built, so it's going to be like a lag to load in. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. How, basically, by having all that stuff built, sure, it looks really cool, but this is what it does. If we could move the lodestone closer to over there, but I don't think you can't avoid it. So basically, that's not going to work. We're not going to be able to go there and do that, so... We're even stuck now here because we've sort of irritated the game. So I'm just sort of stuck now. But we'll have to wait a second for it to load in. It's crazy. Let's actually teleport completely away from here so the game can sort of refresh and put us in a different zone. But we still might be stuck. No, it sort of undid it. So I guess there's your... defense against happening that happen. I'm not sure how many of you have a problem with loading in. It's just because we've got the Titanic and all the other different things, which are an insane amount of resources, and the game just can't. It's a lot. I mean, all my projects together probably have over 30 to 45,000 logs, so it's quite a bit. So it's understandable that there would be a lag when loading in. Ultimately, there's just no question in my mind why that's happening. It's just too much going on. Oh my gosh. At least we got that. We're going to get the block. So crazy. We can just stand behind here. I don't think it'll really protect us. He's not doing very good getting us. We've got these stains out here. These powerful creatures, and that's just because it's nighttime. We don't really like to be out here during the night. Thrain. So powerful. All right. So we've sort of done that. Let's go here. I don't think we got all these dwarberries. I hate when that happens, when I'm too close to my lodestone and it accidentally clicks on it. It's quite frustrating. And it's really hard to see out here in the dark, which makes sense, right? Because it's dark. I still got this lodestone. One of my very, very first lodestones. It's actually quite cool. Let's see. Maybe all this stuff is respawned. I'm not sure. Can't even get in because of the lag, maybe? No, we're in. Okay. I don't really see a lot that I can collect here. Just got these 2 dwellberries, which is quite nice. Going to be great for cooking. Let's see. We've got some onions we can pick up. I got a bad feeling. Like, something's going to attack me. Yeah, so I guess more lodestones would actually be quite nice around areas with dwellberries. It could actually help us quite a bit while trying to get ready for cooking. I think that might be something I could work on. That would actually be quite fun. Just sort of adding a ridiculous amount of lodestones for dwellberries. It's really weird and completely unnecessary, but at the same time, sounds like something I'd rather enjoy. There's an abyssal demon. That's crazy. So it's really interesting to me how he always comes here. And then 1 second here after I kill these, and then I sort of kill this abyssal demon. I'm going to try to anyway. I want to look at the map because there was an update that took place recently. Not really an update, sort of a low. It was like installing game update content, and I really want to see what that was about. And I'm not sure what it was about. We're probably gonna have to switch to melee here because honestly, I don't want to die. And this guy's really powerful, and it just makes more sense to just use my whip so much faster. That could have been brutal if I wasn't prepared and I didn't block. But we got him. He's dead. And we're going to go back to our base. That's crazy. We got quite a bit of XP in ranged and attack. And then we're going to go ahead and put our stuff away in our inventory. And then sort of... that's 51 more dwarberries. See, so that's why it makes more sense to basically put lodestones out so I can actually access those dwarberries a lot faster. If that was like potentially something I wanted to do to work towards cooking. This, I just totally blew it. These don't belong here. This doesn't belong here. Antlers don't belong here. These don't belong here. They all belong in here. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and do an XP update really quick here. So we have attack 327,000, range 66,000 XP, woodcutting 1,002,000 XP, construction 2,014,000 XP, rune crafting 991,770 XP. We're so close to 1,000,000. Magic 124,962 XP. Mining 4,245,000, artisan 4,128,000, and cooking 487,586. So close to 1,000,000 rune crafting, which is the goal, right? Attack, I don't really have a goal right now, and ranged, it would be. I don't know. Like range takes a really long time to level up. So woodcutting 1,000,000 XP. We're really actually happy with that. Construction 2,000,000 2,000,000 XP. Rune crafting, we're going to be at 1,000,000 soon. Magic, I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, I'm not really that concerned. I think it should take me into level 70. We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully it does. Mining, not even something we even think about. But I love mining. It's one of my most favorite skills, even though I don't do it anymore. It's so fun. There's just something about digging into caverns and sort of exploring caves to find really cool gems or like rocks. Artisan, I actually quite enjoy as well, and that's why I've got so much XP. And cooking, I really actually do like. I think we're going to say that we're probably not going to hit 1,000,000 before Fellow, but I'm not really disappointed about that. I think I'm really happy with where we are as that as well. So anyway, that's our XP update. That's our episode. We really hope you guys are enjoying our content. We hope you guys are enjoying your adventures in RuneScape Dragonwilds, and we'll be back tomorrow with another one. So, as always, Legion Luda out.